People, today we are going to be talking about this book, A Place for Vanishing by Fraistat. And I have to say, I did love her debut novel, What We Harvest. And this one, it's quite a discovery. And yeah, first of all, I want to talk about something. At the very beginning of the book, you have these content warnings for things that can be triggering to you. And here's the thing, I did love her first book so much that I did got the second one without reading a lot about the summary of the book. So when I began reading it, I was quite scared because I felt like in the warning triggers section it should have been included that there is going to be haunted houses and spirits. And yeah, so for me it was a bit of a struggle to fall into the action because there were places where I was completely skipping reading. So yeah, I mean, this is not fault of the author whatsoever, but more like one kind of trigger for me. So yeah, it took me a bit to warm up to the story, but yeah, eventually I did it. And I have to say that there's lots of things that I love about this book. I love that Fraistat has depicted mental health into this book. There's bipolar 3, there's anxiety, there's depression, there is like hurting yourself, kind of. One of the characters does cut herself. And there is also this attempt at suicide from one of the characters. So it's quite a heavy book in which it depicts something that's real. So we have this haunted house with this bunch of spirits, and they are like waging war against the humans. But I think that they are scary for me because I told you why before. But I think that the scarier part of it, it's that the part of the mental health is something that's real, and sometimes our minds can be our own adversaries, so to speak. So I do love when we have books that reflect this reality. And I did love one quote, one thought that one of the characters has toward the ending, and I marked it. And it's not going to be a spoiler, but I did love this idea of what if these kind of minds, these rugged, difficult minds, I don't know if it's right to call them difficult, but you know what I mean, that they put you under a lot of pressure. Maybe they don't make us weaker, but stronger. And I did love that reflection that the character has towards the end of the book. But yeah, I'm not going to be making any kind of a spoiler. So just let's say that we have this family of 3, a mother and 2 daughters. One of them has kind of survived suicide, because she is saved by one family member, and she's still struggling and coping with her new diagnosis of bipolar 3. She's coming to terms with what it means and how this has affected her way of relating herself to other people, to the world. And I do love that Fraistat tells about this mental illness and how the people who suffer it feel. And yeah, I mean, I think it takes a lot of courage actually to come, I was going to say come clean, but that's not exactly what I want to say. To come and say, hey, I have this mental illness and I want people to know, don't feel alone. You're not alone in this journey. And I think it takes guts sometimes to say that and to offer a hand to other people. And as I say, it's very important to have this kind of reflection in books, so you're not alone and there's more people like you. But I think also, as I said, that it's a very brave thing to do. So Going back to the book. So we have this family of three, they come to this home, and from the very beginning we have Libby, who is our main character, feeling like there is something off with the house, with the home, and it's like she wants to bring it to attention, but her sister and her mom are looking at her like, are you sure this is something that it's real, or maybe it's something that your illness is kind of, projecting into you? So you vibe with her like this is not in your head, but how, how to explain to the people that love you that there's spirits and nasty things going on in this house, even when you're seeing those things and it seems like the people around you don't perceive them, and it gets very scary, as I say before, because this kind of books are not my cup of tea. So I was like, oh my god. But I did end up loving this book because it talks about something that I think that every one of us has used, and it's masks. Sometimes you use a mask not to tell people how bad you feel. Sometimes you answer with I'm okay when you feel, like shit, sorry for the expression. And I think that people get used to wear masks to hide what's beneath. And I love that the idea of this book revolves around this house of masks, where there is 13 masks with a story behind them, which I'm not going to tell you here. But every mask has a story. And I love how this is this parallel thing between these powerful masks that contain something terrible inside or something beautiful inside. You will have to read the book to guess which is what. And the fact that we as humans use masks in how we present to the world or how we interact, and the things that we try to hide, and how difficult it can be to pry off those masks and present yourself as you really are to the people that love you and to the people that you are beginning to know, that you want to come clean with, that you want to create this kind of clean slate. And for me, this was a very powerful part of the book, this reflection about masks, about what it does to you to wear a mask, and how it does affect to you, and also how you sometimes speak to yourself with your own voice back to you. I mean, like having this kind of dialogue with your mind. It blew my mind recently. I think I read somewhere that not everyone has a voice inside their head, and it's like, there is silence? Really? It was like a very powerful moment. And I remember, I think it was in Twitter or something, that there were people asking if there was people that had voices, like your own mind. It's like, and it was, I should check it out again, and maybe if I found it, I will link it behind in the box, in the description box. But for me, it was amazing to see how differently each one of us perceives the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. Remember what I say about being brave? It takes a bit to get used to being brave and open up and talk. This book, I think it's amazing. I want to say so many things about this book, but I don't want to say many things about this book because I don't want to spoil it for you. Let's say that we are going to be finding this haunted house with, as I say, 13 haunted or not masks with a lot of story behind them. There's going to be a spiritism, there's going to be séances, haunted house, I said that before, and also there is going to be mental health representation. There is going to be the power of family, having a mother that loves you, having a sister, and also not perfect relationships, like having a sister that did love you, but something happened in your relationship, and the relationship, it's kind of, it's not at its best moment. And I do love that because I don't like to have like perfect families in books. I want to have real families, and I think that this one comes across as a very real one. There's going to be a love interest, and there is going to be the power of finding your own voice and your own strength to rip up your mask in more ways than one, and being able to face the wall and to realize that, that the things that made you weak also made you strong. the fears that you had, those moments that paralyze you, those moments in which you felt like you were less than, if you were able to keep yourself there in place, more or less strong, more or less whole, it makes you stronger. I think it takes a lot of strength to get up every morning and face the wall when you are dealing with an illness, whether it's a chronic illness, whether it's a mental illness. But I think also that with mental illnesses, there's lots of taboo. And I think it's very brave to get up every morning and say, hey, I'm still here. I'm still gonna fight. I'm still gonna be me, the best version of me that I can be. So I love this book for bringing all of this forth and to bring visibility to this kind of thing. So yeah, if you are not a scaredy cat as I am and you enjoy haunted houses and spirit, I think that you're going to love the take that Anne Fraistat brings in this book, because I think I have never seen anything like that. And the idea of masks and how she uses them, either figuratively and in reality in the book, it's amazing. I'm very neat, and I think it gives a very powerful vision on the book, and also your own face, your own soul, your own reality. I think it's very important. So thank you for watching. Bye.